Hello, ladies and some gentlemen. I am Michelle Merrix with the MindfulHER Woman. It is so good to be back with you. I have been out for a while, and some of that has been from, I believe the last time I told you I had a knee replacement. I'm still in physical therapy and some vacations and things like that. It is so good to be back with you. Life always keeps going and life keeps happening, doesn't it? Since I have been with you last, sadly, my mother-in-law has passed away. And life just keeps going though, doesn't it? And we take the hits when they happen. So if I don't seem like I have the highest energy with you today, I'm so sorry for that. I'm going to bring you the best that I can. And then I'm going to follow up with some things on this as well for you in the next segment. With this, the last time that I was here, we were talking about decisions, big decisions. And when you go to make a decision or in your life that's something big, we started that out talking about, have you ever had a gut feeling? Something is off somewhere. It doesn't feel right. Then if you don't, take care of it, the situation gets a little worse or it seems a little different. What I wanted to encourage you to do was when something feels off, I want you to take care of it. And sometimes we don't want to take care of it, that gut feeling. I mean, let's say, for instance, if you're dating someone, you really like this person, but you have a gut feeling something is off, it isn't right. You like him, but there's just something a little off about it. I need you to dig into that and really get clear and have reflection and ask yourself what that is. And when I say clear on that last segment, we talked about decision, that gut feeling, that red flag. Maybe it's about a job. It's about a friendship. It doesn't matter what it is, but there's something that's a little off. I don't want you to ignore that. And then we talked about clarity. Clarity is getting very, very clear about what it is you want, but what it is that you see the red flag is all about. Again, it could be a boss. It could be, anything that is feeling off. I really do want you to look into it. Because what you're going to do, as you know, I love my hourglass, is when you have a gut feeling that something feels very off, no matter where it is in your life, what's happening? We're talking about time. Don't waste your time is what I want you not to do. You only have so much of it. We don't know how much it is, but you have so much. And as we've talked about this before again and again, this here at the top is your future. This is my future of what time I have left. This right here in the middle is my present day. What am I doing today? How am I spending my time? Is it the way I want to? And of course, we all have obligations. And at this bottom, this is right here, your past. You can't change it. So if there's a problem from the past, I want you to get over it as soon as you can. Okay? So we talked about that decision of something feeling off. We talked about getting very clear of what that is. And the reason why I want you to get clear about what something is, or I encourage you to, is it's about happiness. In this lifetime, as this hourglass goes, you want to be the happiest self that you can possibly be. And you make that happen. You are the one who writes your own movie, you write your own book. It's you who creates your life, not other people. If you allow them, they will. But no, you create your own life. And then it comes time to make that decision. And when you make that decision, you're making then a move. I make a decision, maybe I need to speak with someone. I'm making a move. And part of that move means, again, we had talked about, it doesn't have to be anything big, but if there's a small red flag, take care of it. If there's a big red flag, you're going to have to take care of it. And in order to do that, between making that decision and making that move, you're going to have to communicate with someone somewhere. Again, it could be that boss, it could be someone within the company, it could be someone you're dating, a friendship. Every place that you turned, as we talked about, you have relationship. There's always relationship. And everything should be as calm as possible, as we talked about emotional intelligence. And when you have emotional intelligence and you're very calm, you bring emotional maturity to the game. So I do want to talk to you about communication today. And then I will put up on the screen on the next, I'll just briefly go over it, but on the next, I'll put up on the screen exactly what we're going through today. And that's my fault that I didn't get that done. But I do want to go over it with you, but I'm going to nail this down for you today. So there was a coach that I had, Melanie Ann Layer. I absolutely loved her. And she had a communication system called Alpha Communication. And alpha communication was actually taking the word alpha and reverse engineer it upside down. I am now thrilled because I'm utilizing this in companies and women organizations. But when you have a company, you go in and you do some public speaking and some teaching, it's different than a women's organization. So I'm going to stick with it under a women's category for a woman for today. But you can see how this flows with a business as well. So I have alpha, ALPHA. I'm going to reverse engineer it, and I'm going to have AHPLA. Within that, and I have this listed, and anytime that you want a copy of something, just email me. But also, the very first thing is ask for what you want. If there's a red flag, you now know what your happiness is. You've gotten to the clarity. Ask for what you want. I'll give you a quick example. I interviewed for a sales manager at a hotel some years back, and they offered me a certain dollar amount, which was great, but it was actually more than I expected. However, I thought, you know what? They don't have to pay for my health insurance because I'm on my husband's health insurance. So I came back and I called the person I interviewed with, and I said, I would like to ask you for $7,000 more. And the reason why is you don't have to pay my health insurance. And that's basically what it would cost you. So instead of it going to a health insurance company, I am asking you to give that to me. And I'd like to know what you say. It's not a make it or break it, but I can tell you, I feel that that is what is fair. And I just had the confidence to do that. If I don't ask, I'll never know, right? Ask, everyone. And ask, when you ask anyone anything, ask for exactly what you want. Happiness, because that I knew was going to make me happier. I had a higher dollar amount. I felt that I would do a better job. I honestly did. I'm going to feel like it's more fair. So when you do happiness, what you want is for both parties to be happy. And when I sold that to her, and you're selling yourself about how you feel. When I sold that to her, I said, I feel like you will get more bang for your buck. Whether that means more in a couple hours, more work, more of my brain, I just will then feel my monetary worth. And they called me back within half hour, 45 minutes, and she said, yes. The owner said, yes, we would do the $7,000. And I took the job. So again, it's asking for what you want for your happiness. But I did state to them too, as I'm talking, the problem, it wasn't that it was a problem. It was that I would feel more of my worth. And if I feel more of my worth, they have a better employee. It was a long term, for the L, long term. It's what I envision long term with them. Again, I'm looking for a home to stay. And I envision this being a home, and I'll be staying here working with you. That gave them a long-term vision. What do employers want? Especially, I'm going to tell you now, especially in 2026, they want a dedicated long-term employee. And I acknowledged the good. I said, this is a wonderful hotel chain. It's a beautiful facility. It was in Akron, the most beautiful that Akron has, still, in my opinion, and a wonderful place to work. It was unfortunate that the red flag that came up for me within a year was that the supervisor, female that I had, was not happy unless she was causing chaos every single day. And that didn't fit who I was. What did I do? I looked at the red flag, and this isn't going to work for me. I went in and I spoke with her because I need to be happy in my job position. She actually was not happy after I said what I had to say. I stated what the problem was. The morale of the entire sales team is down because for some reason you feel the need to cause chaos, and there does not need to be gossip within an office. Everyone needs to be happy, needs to be positive. And unfortunately, this is not a positive atmosphere. And ladies, I will tell you, if you ever want to raise the roof somewhere, hostile environment, those are the two words you'll want to use. Everyone might not be happy that I am saying that, but those are the words for legally that you want to use. This is a hostile environment. Do not let yourself sit in a hostile environment. Long term, I did not want to be unhappy with a gossipy boss who wanted to do nothing but caused problems. One of the most wonderful ladies who had been there for years, she made sure she got fired. It was unfair. And it was for me to acknowledge the good. I said, this is just such a most wonderful hotel. We could be a very good team. She did not like that. But what I did find out is after I turned in my notice and I went elsewhere, because I'm all about a positive team, she was fired a year and a half later because she just could not be a positive leadership mentor. And it was a shame. It was an absolute shame. In fact, there were about 4 of them who got fired over that. But I'm only using business here as far as your employment as actual example. And again, I will get the layout for you of this. But this is how you need to have the confidence to talk. Can you imagine sitting there listening to someone who is gossiping, causing chaos all the time? That gives you stress at work. You don't want to go to work. When someone asks you to work some overtime, you're not going to want to do it. That is not what the workplace is about. And if you're working with all women, part women, what have you, take care of it. And I looked at it like this. If a boss cannot take care of it, this is not where I belong. And I want you to have that confidence in order to do that, because imagine as this time is ticking and I were a woman who did not speak up about an issue that I tried to get straightened up and taken care of, I would be sitting miserable in a job that I did not want. And that is not what I want for my life. And it's not what I want you to have for your life. And we can use this all in different situations with our relationships. But I wanted to point that out to you today. And I will tell you, last thing, when you communicate with someone and you say exactly what you want and you ask them a question, then be quiet and let them answer for you. Let them answer. So again, AHPLA, I will give you this formulation in our next run as we continue this series about your decision making. Because it's, everything is about your decision. The decisions that you make in life will always give you a result, and it will pave the road for where your life goes. And I want your life to be the happiest. I thank you so much. John, for me, will put up my email, that type of thing. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for joining me, Michelle Merrix, the Mindful Her Woman, WCTV.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.